If we don't have Generation Z voting for President Trump, we're going to lose our country.
So I have a few questions. First of all, how old are you?
19 years old.
Nice. So I'm 21. I'm also Gen Z, and I have similar beliefs, but from a different standpoint, right? I also want to ask, are you a conservative influencer?
Yes, I am.
In what way do you think Gen Z is being indoctrinated? Can you expand on that?
Yeah, certainly. So what we have, as I just said, the DNC has paid people to promote just the headlines.
Yeah.
And they'll take videos of President Trump drinking water with both of his hands, and they'll say, "Look at this! President Trump is unfit for office because of the way that he's drinking water."
So to be fair, don't both sides take 10-second clips out of context and try to push them?
That is very true. And so I think that the conservative side needs to do a better job at not doing that. We are on the side of truth. We are on the side of light.
All we learned from this video, from Adam interviewing this conservative influencer, is that he don't know anything off the top of his mind. Everything he says, it's made up on the spot.
So I'll give you some of my opinions on what I think the problem with Gen Z is. I think you're almost right. TikTok is definitely pervasive and spreads a lot of misinformation, but I don't think the liberal movement can be blamed on TikTok. So if you look at the broader trends, Gen Z is overwhelmingly progressive, right? Like 60% of us vote blue, like 80% of us support gay marriage, like 80% believe in climate change. These are all core tenets of our generation. So are any of those things you disagree with?
No, I don't disagree with you. I think what we see on TikTok is, as I've said, the DNC has paid them hundreds of thousands of dollars. They've reached 67 millions of people with their lies and propaganda. That's just the facts, okay? And conservatives haven't done anything about that. The RNC has created a youth advisory council to try and, fight against it. But what they've done is, as I'll name names, Brylan Hollyhan, the person who's in charge of it, has only grown his social media following on Instagram. He hasn't done anything to get youth involved.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything to get my generation to do the right thing to save America.
Yeah.
That's not happening on the right side.
No facts at all.
What we see is a rise of communism all over the United States. And so if you go and look at what the Frankfurt School in Frankfurt had, they have 11 main points that they want to be involved in every single facet of society. What we see, I don't have all 11 points off the top of my head, an uprising of sexual deviance that is being taught to children.
Yeah.
We see that in schools all over the place. Pornography in schools. I've looked at this. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's disgusting.
The pornography?
Yes. Not that... in books.
This is the shenanigans that we call the Republican Party. The fact that this person is an influencer when the only thing he seems to know how to do is chew gum way too hard and way too long, is absolutely ludicrous, except for these people will be determining who will be our next president. The president of the United States, supposedly the strongest office in this world. And we are left to deal with someone who will discount every elected official, our institutions, on the word of My Pillow Lindell.
Many people will laugh at this. I am friends with Mike Lindell as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm friends with all of the people who are doing the election fraud analysis stuff. I've looked at it. I don't understand it. I don't know if it scares... I think it scares me in the fact that, I think we disagree on this.
That's fine.
There were most cases that weren't even looked at. That's just the facts, okay? And if we look at these things and understand what is actually going on, go look at Captain Seth Keshel's telegram, okay? What we see is the numbers lined out, line by line, data by data of fraud all over the place.
Judges that were appointed by Donald Trump said the election was not stolen. Republican judges over and over and over again said it's a hoax. It was a Republican governor and Secretary of State in Georgia that said the election in Georgia was not stolen when Donald Trump called and tried to coerce votes out of people. It has nothing to do with facts. The MAGA movement is not about facts. It's about one thing: white fragility. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but that is the case. The idea that Gen Z is supporting Trump or being bought off not to support Trump is to say that generation is living in a bag. They're not being bought off by Democrats or they don't support Trump because Democrats said something about Trump that wasn't true. They have a brain. They're using their brain actively. Unlike this influencer who knows nothing off the top of his head. He sounds like a rabbit hole on the worst website. I'm Mondale Robinson. Don't go down or don't act like rabbit holes on the dark web. Peace.